I am from St. Joseph College of Arts and Science. Today I am going to take a class on the topic buffers in body fluids. So a solution which resists change in pH when acid or alkali is added to it, and it is used to maintain stable pH. Or in other words, we can say this as buffers are molecules that donate or accept protons to resist change in pH when acid or base are added to the solution. So the body has developed three lines of defense to regulate the body's acid-base balance and maintain the blood pH around 7.4. So they are blood buffers, respiratory mechanism and renal mechanism. Blood buffers. Human blood consists of carbonic acid and bicarbonate anion. In order to maintain pH between 7.35 and 7.45, as a value higher than 7.8 or lower than 6.8 can lead to a death. A chemical which is present in the body that prevent rapid changes in pH. Buffers are carbonic acid, carbonates and bicarbonates, monocarboxylic and dibasic phosphates, and proteins such as hemoglobin or the buffers. And blood contains three buffers. They are bicarbonate buffer, phosphate buffer and protein buffer. And coming to the bicarbonate buffer. So this is the carbonic acid dissociates into hydrogen and bicarbonate ions. This equation is same as Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. Here we are using carbonate and bicarbonate buffer. And phosphate buffer system. It is an intracellular buffer and is less importance in plasma due to its low concentrations. And sodium dihydrogen phosphate and disodium hydrogen phosphate constitute the phosphate buffer. If additional hydroxide ions enter the cellular fluid, they are neutralized by the hydrogen phosphate. And it is important in buffering intracellular fluid because the concentration of phosphate in this fluid is many times much more in extracellular fluids. Then protein buffer system. The plasma protein and hemoglobin together constitute the protein buffer system of the blood. It helps to maintain acidity in and around the cells. Hemoglobin makes an excellent buffer by binding to small amount of acids in the blood before they can alter the pH of the blood. And buffering capacity of protein is dependent on pKa of the ionizable group of amino acids, and imidazole group of histidine is the most effective contributors of protein buffers. Then coming to respiratory mechanism for pH regulations. The rate of respiration is controlled by a respiratory center and it is located in the medulla of the brain, and the brain is highly sensitive to changes in the pH of the blood. Any decrease in blood pH causes hyperventilations to blow off CO2, thereby reducing the carbonic acid concentration. Simultaneously, H plus ions are eliminated as water, and it provides a rapid mechanism for the maintenance of acid-base balance, and it is achieved by regulating the concentration of carbonic acid in the blood. And the cellular metabolic activity which produces large volumes of CO2 endanger the acid-base equilibrium of the body, and CO2 is eliminated from the body in the expired air via the lungs. Here the carbonic acid is formed from water and carbon dioxide by the equilibrium state. And hemoglobin as buffer. It plays an important role in respiratory regulation of pH. At the tissue level, hemoglobin binds to H plus ions and transports CO2 as bicarbonate with a minimum change in pH, and this point is said to be isohydric transport and generations of bicarbonate by RBC. It is due to lack of aerobic metabolic pathway, and RBC produce very little CO2. The plasma CO2 diffuses into RBC along the concentration gradient where it combines with water to form carbonic acid by the enzyme carbonic anhydrase. Here, generation of bicarbonate by the erythrocytes. Here, the carbonic acid is formed from carbon dioxide and water by the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, and again this carbonic acid diffuses into bicarbonate and H plus ions. This H plus ions combines with the hemoglobin, and then this bicarbonate due to its higher concentration, it again enters into the plasma with the concentration gradient by the exchange of chloride ions, and this is said to be chloride shift. So renal mechanism of pH regulations. Kidney plays a vital role in the maintenance of acid-base balance of the body and is highly significant. It provides a permanent solution to the acid-base disturbances, and the kidney regulate the blood pH by maintaining the alkali reserve besides excreting or reabsorbing the acidic or basic substances. The pH of the urine is normally acidic, and this shows that the kidney have contributed to the acidification of urine when it is formed from the blood plasma. Then the enzyme carbonic anhydrase plays a vital role in renal regulation of pH, which occurs by the following mechanism. One is excretion of H plus ions, second one is reabsorption of bicarbonate, third one is excretion of titrable acid and excretion of ammonium ions. Coming to the excretion of H plus ions, kidney is the only route through which H plus ions can be eliminated from the body. H plus excretion occurs in the proximal convoluted tubules and is coupled with the regeneration of bicarbonate. Here, this carbonic acid is formed from CO2 and water by the enzyme carbonic anhydrase, and again this carbonic acid dissociate to form bicarbonate and H plus ions. That H plus ions enters into the tubular lumen in the exchange of sodium. That sodium is associated with bicarbonate and enters into the blood. The H plus ion, which is transferred from renal tubular cells to tubular lumen, combines with non-carbonate base and it is excreted in the urine. So the carbonic anhydrase catalyzes the production of carbonic acid from CO2 and water in the renal tubular cell. The carbonic acid then dissociates to H plus ions and bicarbonate, and the H plus ions are then secreted in the tubular lumen in the exchange of sodium, and this sodium is associated with carbonic acid and is reabsorbed into the blood, which plays an effective mechanism to eliminate acid from the body with the simultaneous generation of bicarbonate. The H plus ions combines with non-carbonate base and is excreted in the urine. Then reabsorption of bicarbonate. Here the carbonic acid is again formed from carbonic anhydrase. So this bicarbonate, which is present from the plasma, combines with H plus ions to form carbonic acid. That carbonic acid again forms CO2 and water with the presence of carbonic anhydrase, which in higher concentration of CO2 enters into the renal tubular cells. Again it forms carbonic acid with the help of carbonic anhydrase and diffuses into bicarbonate and H plus ions with the H plus ions, and that H plus ion enters into the tubular lumen with the exchange of sodium ions, and the sodium is associated with bicarbonate and enters into the blood. By this process, bicarbonate is reabsorbed into the blood. This mechanism conserves the blood bicarbonate with a simultaneous excretion of H plus ions. The normal urine is almost free from bicarbonate, and this bicarbonate diffuses from the plasma into the tubular lumen. Bicarbonate combines with H plus ions to form carbonic acid, and it is cleaved by carbonic anhydrase to form CO2 and water. As the CO2 concentration builds up in the lumen, it diffuses into the tubular lumen, which then combines with water to form carbonic acid. Then excretion of titrable acids. Here carbonic acid is formed from CO2 and water with the help of carbonic anhydrase enzyme, and again it diffuses into bicarbonate and H plus ions. That H plus ion enters into the tubular lumen with the exchange of sodium. That sodium comes from disodium hydrogen phosphate, and it combines with H plus ions to form sodium dihydrogen phosphate, which is excreted in the urine. At the time of disodium hydrogen phosphate, its pH is 7.4, and when it combines with H plus ions to form sodium dihydrogen phosphate, its pH is 4.5, which is excreted in the urine. And it is a measure of acid excreted into urine by the kidney, and this is done by estimating with titrating urine back to the normal pH of blood. And titratable acidity reflects the H plus ions excreted in the urine, which results in a fall of pH 7.4 buffered by phosphate buffer. H plus ions is secreted into the tubular lumen in exchange for sodium ions, and this sodium is obtained from the base disodium hydrogen phosphate, and later it combines with H plus ions to produce acid sodium dihydrogen phosphate, and then excretion of ammonium ions. Here excretion of ammonium ions, it is deaminated from glutamine to glutamate by the enzyme glutaminase, and it produces ammonia and glutamate. And this ammonia combines with H plus. Where this H plus is formed, again it forms carbonic acid from CO2 and water with the enzyme carbonic anhydrase. This carbonic acid again diffuses into bicarbonate and H plus ions. That H plus ions enters into the tubular lumen with the exchange of sodium, whereas sodium associates with bicarbonate and again reabsorbed into the blood. And this H plus ions, which comes from renal tubular cells to tubular lumen, combines with ammonia, which is formed from glutamine to glutamate, releasing ammonia, combines with H plus to form ammonium ions, and it is finally excreted in urines. And this is the another mechanism to buffer H plus ions secreted into the tubular lumen. And H plus ions combines with ammonia to form ammonium ions, and renal tubular cells deaminate glutamine to glutamate and ammonia, which is catalyzed by the enzyme glutaminase. And ammonia then combines with H plus ions to form ammonium ions, and this ions does not diffuse back to the tubular lumen, and therefore it is excreted in the urine. Ammonium is a major urine acid, and it is estimated that about half to two-thirds of body acid load is eliminated in the form of ammonium ions. For this reason only, renal regulations via ammonium ions excretion is very effective to eliminate large quantities of acid produced in the body, and this mechanism becomes predominant particularly in acidosis.